Jade Bird is an English singer-songwriter and this is her debut album. She dabbles in indie rock, indie folk, folk rock, a bit of country actually as well. Kind of cool to hear some country bleeding into her sound, despite the fact that, you know, country's not really something that you hear that much over here. Maybe it's a little bit of an influence on some artists here and there, but it's certainly not like the dominant sound as it is in America. And Jade Bird is essentially one of those artists that really heavily wears her influences on her sleeve, even though it doesn't exactly hinder her sound, but it just kind of makes for a pretty so-so listen. I mean, it's not particularly bad, it's actually kind of fairly good at points, but throughout listening I can only think of other artists I'd rather be listening to, which isn't a great sign really. Not exactly wanting to knock her here, but I just feel as though, as talented as she is, you're probably going to come out of this album thinking, well, I've heard this done before and I've heard it done better. Lyrically, I wouldn't really say there are any standout moments, you know, there's nothing really here that makes me go, wow. It's only usually just tracks that stand out in a bit of an odd way, like Lottery is a bit of an odd one for me. I just think the whole metaphor on the chorus is kind of eh. And Love Is All Been Done Before is this cynical track where she's talking about how, look, I need something further. I need something that's greater than love. I've done this all before. We've all heard about love, but I need something that's a step above that. Which again, isn't really written in a way that makes me kind of go, oh, that's cool. It's just sort of written in a way that makes me go, okay. I feel as though this could be very impressive to someone else's ears. It's just to me that I'm just kind of wanting more out of her, especially when the tunes on this particular track is just kind of meh. The same with Lottery. I think it gets really tedious. The chorus gets repeated way too many times. I kind of get bored by the end. My Motto is a track that is pretty cliche lyrically. It's about her pain and sorrows, and she states on the song that it's her motto that by tomorrow all of these things will go away, which is fairly optimistic considering later on in the album she was being very pessimistic about things. I suppose I could overlook some of these songwriting cliches and lyrical issues across the album because she is still fairly young. She's only about 21 years old. These kind of things do get ironed out on later albums, but I guess I'm basically here to say that yeah, this is an artist that definitely has potential to write great music, just at the moment it's not really impressing me all that much. I do really like the track which is certainly like heavier with its rock instrumentation. I do actually think she writes this instrumentation a lot better than over the slower piano ballads and that kind of stuff. If anything, I would much rather see that because I think it is her strongest suit. These rock tracks do work out better than the slower ballads like If I Die, which closes out the album. It's just very typical and doesn't really sound all that appealing to the ears either. What I want from a great ballad, or even a good ballad actually, is some really interesting lyrics and a great vocal performance, at least a good vocal performance. And I'm not saying that she's not a good singer, she absolutely is a good singer, but there's not really much to her voice that grabs me, I don't think. So yeah, there's nothing really bad here. I mean, it's certainly passable, it's certainly listenable, it was okay while playing, but I just have no interest in returning to any of these songs ever again, if I have to be completely honest. There's only really one standout bad moment for me, which is the Going Gone track with the whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's just really tedious to listen to. I find that such an annoying cliche in music where the singer will count like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. But yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what she does in the future, but right now this debut album isn't really doing it for me. I imagine she'll get a bit of success. It seems like the type of thing that Radio 1 would start playing or something like that. She's a very safe singer-songwriter that I feel as though you would definitely hear on the radio. But for me, it's a 5.5 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts if you have checked this out. It's all just my opinion anyway, but I hope you enjoyed the video either way. If you've got any thoughts, comment, all that kind of stuff. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good day. Goodbye.